survival a great deal. Now, as much as Tupperware can do, that'd be fantastic. It looks like just keep your life. Play by broken, slip back a little bit, and play for retake. And probably the right call at this point, but florescent looking like they want to get that hunt going on. And it's been met with a smile. Tupperware comfortable on the first and holding position well enough for support to maybe get over there. Finally overwhelmed towards CT. Immortals need to get a wiggle on here.
Nice quick audibles coming through for Misfits to take over that McDonald's area. This will bolster up their post-plant scenario. And you can see that the Immortals side, they're all flanking. Cypher alone in the tunnels. Needs to be a little patient, but not if you're going to hit shots like that.
Traded out though 3v3. Let's look at the pressure towards the side. kxtieoh now next on the chopping block potentially. Jen and rayse. This combination work is beautiful. Diffuse already started. Zoe's gonna have the work cut out here. Spots the player, gets the tag, but it's not gonna be enough. Diffuse is there. Didn't judge. That's
don't
on
judge me, Lloyd. Come on, it's the start of the day.
I'm on your
side. It's
side.
an anti-eco. It's just let's be nice.
Look at this farming. Ooh.
I like that.
Oh, the eco cobra. It makes you feel good. Now that's no less good, but it's fine. You know, no problem here. We got a player by broken, chilling. Oh, you're not chilling. Okay, trades that. That's fine.
They're gonna have to make a move and group up. You can see 3 members of Immortals. Nice crossfire here. K is in such a peculiar position here. Oh, the dash!
Away. And the follow-up for florescent as well. Now, there is the little surprise of Jen. And again, florescent's going to be quick on the toes and has to double dip for it, but it is Zoe to claim it. And they've kind of dismantled that B hold. And you're right, there was a little bit of a nasty off angle for K. Maybe if they did hit that first shot, didn't come in. So now we're down to 2. Tupperware and Sarah. Damage would be key here. Look at the amount of rifles that Misfits have come in with. So if they can get a couple of those away, not bad at all. You know, silver lining and all that. So let's see what they can achieve here. Still got a flash on Sarah. Tupperware got a little bit of utility to maybe displace some players, but at this point, Misfits just sitting in this post plant, comfy, not being moved at all.
Sarah just quickly checking her flank. The Bulldog ADS, she's good for it. She's good for 2, and that's fair.
I'm really not. They look like they're pinging this out.
They look like yeah, they know.
They've got to check on this. Well, let's
find out. Don't know.
Florescent still handles it, no matter what. Sight's theirs, and gonna push a little deeper, try and take a little bit more space towards yellow, push towards the backside, and you've already got 2 players sat towards the stairs. So Florescent takes the fight and pretty much loses out at this point. Left with just a classic. The flash will keep Florescent somewhat standing for now, and still fighting, still being a nuisance, even on 3 HP. Making it hard work on the way back through for Immortals. Okay, and Jen, what do you have for us? Again, being chipped down. Still Florescent standing. How is Florescent alive? Someone please. A breeze would knock her over, but they're fine. They're still standing. They get the rifle.
Right off the rip here. Just Sheriffs on the back of Immortals and some aggression. Beautiful shots. Nice ping pong coming out here for Immortals, and that's huge. 3v5. K finds herself in a poor position, but Florescent, she's just so damn quick.
Florescent has to take space, though. Has to almost overpush.
She knows.
Through the golden arches, and you don't have to ask them twice to do this. Florescent before, happy to do it. Look for it. Spots at least 1 and a second. Crisp and clean for Florescent. Another as well. This is just a massacre in McDonald's, apparently. Florescent is just demolishing Immortals. And that was after the perfect beginning. They can spam away, but probably won't catch too much on the cross just yet. Should be able to get a spike plant, and then you gotta look towards the front player. The player puts himself first. It's gonna be Florescent dealt with first time in a while, and Sarah puts him to bed. Perfect. Good trade though, and this is now Tupperware finding space back again by the double door, but again traded out. This is still a 3v2, favorable to Misfits. Let's see what Sarah and rayse can potentially achieve. Rayse trying to toy with the player on the site. Needs a little pull coming from Sarah as well, but now isolated. No pressure elsewhere. Sarah now left to their own devices. And Vernina sat back with the operator as well, going to make this incredibly difficult. Yeah, that is a close. Wire gets broken. They can't be too subtle about this. The Aldrone is going to pretty much reveal the game. There's going to be the note of the player. Florescent. Feel like a fly in the trap. But it's Vernina to connect towards Jen. And again, with all that
what a flash.
The start, the flash kind of caught Florescent a little too much on that one. One plant will come in the second.
Everyone's blind. Everyone's blind.
No one can see anything. rayse, the only one to do some real damage so far, though. Nothing found, though. No trades. Nothing else. That's good. But the trades come in instantaneously for Misfits. You don't get to draw blood with it not being answered back. And now Tupperware left in the 1v3. A Stinger's good, but it's not probably this good. And the wall finally will dissipate. and gets to note nothing. Maybe considering a player on the corner, but the trade is almost inevitable at this point.
Definitely sniffed that one out, and Stinger,
Very
there's
nice.
one. I think you might have just jinxed it, Lauren. I've seen some crazy things with Stingers before. There's the Sheriff. 1, 2. And nah, she's just gonna try to pick up a gun and save. As I said from the beginning, kxtieoh, beautiful shot to secure things out. And
Try and navigate around, almost negate that Viper's Pit at this point. This puts Sarah right back in the helm of this, potentially changing the fate of this round. That's
Beautiful.
a great connection on kxtieoh and gets to back away with the life.
beautiful. And you know, she felt this much confidence because that Viper's Pit is down towards A main. She gets one, dips out in Tupperware. That's a lot of information for her. Immortal Rayse is under so much pressure. She dashes the wrong way.
Teleport's ready.
By hook or by crook, you'll take it. Vernina, Zoe, last two standing.
30 seconds left.
Make it just Zoe. Surrounded on so many fronts, still finding two.
Oh, she's
now
going
comes
for it.
in. That could be the plan here. A tap on the spike with 3 bullets to play with. Now vulnerable, now in danger. The shock dart almost could have been the death of Zoe, but still standing and still breathing. Plays left, right, and center in 13 seconds. It ain't pretty. Tupperware. Some of the issues, some of the key problems that we were seeing, and some of the things that the Misfits were thoroughly enjoying the freedom of. And Florescent
shot.
punished. Big work from Tupperware. Swings off the back of the contact from Jen. That's perfect. Lovely little 1-2 pull. And now we look at where they decide to head towards. With only 4 standing and Florescent being down, that loses a little bit of that punch
Oh, a
they've had
little
towards
early.
sight. And Sarah gets gifted almost a freebie on towards Slandy, and now it's on kxtieoh and Zoe. Now they might be able to get a plant, maybe, probably not at that point.
Spike down
Tupperware, comfortable, unfazed, unpressured. Leaving it all to 1. 4 to find, and these adjustments, these small changes that you've been noting, that you've been asking for, look like they're paying off.
They absolutely are. And here now, it's going to be key to make the bank. Make that money. Don't give any freebies away to kxtieoh as Tupperware gets taken out. But we'll give that one away. Tupperware has been so solid.
Far, but they're sticking around, they're trying to hold this ground, Immortals.
Zoe's got the spike all alone. And Kay is in prime positioning right now. I think Zoe, if she didn't have her spike on that back, she probably would take a little bit more ground, but being a little bit more extra cautious as her team kind of regroups with her behind. This is going to take a few more seconds, but Kay, she's about to get so much info. Both trips in the site.
Gotta hear all this. They know everything.
Oh,
Rotations are on
Vernina.
the way, but Kay's timing. Vernina completely unaware, and now they turn around, and the disaster in the back lines. Kay has now just herded them in, and the support system's there, but Florescent still standing, still dealing out damage. Tries to take the next fight, wins it. Sarah goes down. So many victims
Jeez.
fall to Florescent. You know, you hear, you watch the streams, you watch the cast, but man, it's impressive. But Sarah wants a little of the limelight, gonna outdo Vernina towards middle and then just dip away into the night. But now this forces the hand straight towards A. Gonna pop the O and away they go. Tupperware just has to try and deal with it. Spams away to a little bit of chip damage, but not enough to really dissuade too much of this approach. Already gonna note the player, but it's Tupperware on the punish. Who trade for Zoe, and this is just a straight up brawl on the side. But kxtieoh, again with Florescent doing so
Kay
much
with the
more than
flank.
expected.
Jen with the
flank's coming
beautiful
in.
shot as well. Yeah, the timing
KD
the
have
whole
any
time.
chance? Absolutely
Beautiful.
not. Wait.
Yeah, but job well done. They just sent KO over there, misdirection slightly, and just because of that, they're going to be able to get the spike down. 5v5 full-on retake, and Rayse, beautiful flash to open things up for her.
That flash was perfect. Ray's gonna make the most of it. A 2-for-1 trade is everything you'd want here. Making so much damage happen. Florescent's still alive though, so do not write it off just yet. But now with all the information
Wow.
pouring through, Immortals pulling it together in the final round of the first half. This is the game we wanted, Potter.
Seem to be A-okay with that, though. They've got all the information. You can see the rotations are on the way. 3v5. I mean, I love what Kay's doing here. You can see that she's inching up, creeping up. She's going to use the wall to try to equalize things, make this post plant easier for themselves. This timing is going to be everything here.
It's good. It's good. Gonna catch kxtieoh with the utility in hand. But the chip damage there. So Slandy, great trade. And now a 3v3, so even numbers on either side. Now we've got to look towards those next steps. The pressure coming back in from main. Jen gets overwhelmed. And you're gonna have who's now starting to present. A tap on the spike, but the defuse ain't stopping. Florescent connection is key. Defuse, as noted, was never going to be stopped by Slandy. Full faith in Florescent at that point. So going to tip the scales a little. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for real. Sign me
Like-
up.
The hell. I like what they're trying to do though. They're trying to get a little weird with it, and Rayse actually wins out. Slandy gets punished, so not bad. any more would start to kind of pull my attention towards this round a little bit. kxtieoh, unless there's like a pop flash or something, should be good.
The wide swing, though,
trade.
allows rayse, yeah, to get that quick trade. And you saw these two even swapping guns. This is a beautiful eco here for Immortals 3 versus 3. And it's just down to Vernina. So steady, though, with the Spectre.
They found my trap.
Still has the TP up as well. They should be able to get the spike down here, though. So this is all good for Immortals.
Oh, this is already a massive win to be able to get this far with what they came in with. It was like a frenzy, a sheriff, and not much more, maybe a ghost here. Tupperware will get found, Florescent. But again, you've got to also then highlight who sets that into motion. The rest of the team, Slandy's flashes have been great. You've been seeing everything.
That's some good chip damage. Rayse, they knew that she wanted the knives. You can see all three members of Misfits are all congregated. They do not want to give up the same name.
Fighting on this, it is just a brawl, it's a battle, and it's almost the downfall of them until then. kxtieoh still gonna hold the ground, safety kept, numbers maintained, and this would need a miracle for K. 45 HP. I don't think there's any rifles that are much better in sight, and
oh wait, it didn't catch her.
But you're also going to know you didn't clear that corner. So surely there's still going to be that little bit of a mindset. Yes, knife to follow just to make sure that you're not falling foul to that. But again, 48 seconds, sure. You're going to need something real crisp and real quick.
She's gonna make more than a movie here to be able to convert this one. But you know, it was messy. Listen, this round it was messy, but I like the idea coming out from Misfits. They don't want to leave anything to chance. They don't want to throw in the knives RNG coming into this anti-eco.
Now there's actually a couple of issues. Slandy kind of committed to this. They're both right next to each other, having to play this one out though. This is just again a ball. And Florescent hits more than just one, gets both. rayse, Sarah go down, and that was kind of the split towards this site, right? You still got that mid pressure from K, sure, but at this point they have no success elsewhere. They still were in towards cave. They're still towards shop. They just got noted. This is not looking good again for the Immortals. They need to find some sort of foothold in this round.
K is trying to find that foothold, but Vernina's got that line of sight beautifully on top of that ladder. The cage should allow K to maybe get some time of timing cross, but that information is going to go through, and that's an easy shot for Vernina. She'll take that all day long. Two members, that's it for Tupperware. She's one off the Viper's pit. She's going to be able to get the spike down, and listen, this is where heroes are made. Tupperware, she's been so clutch over all the maps we've been watching her.
30 seconds left.
She will be able to get the spike down. Maybe is going to allow Jen to find some sort of opening, but... Oh, and there it is.
There it is. That's what they needed. So the doctor ordered. You got ult now ready for both players as well. If Tupperware wants to invest it, they can. Jen, similar scenes. They have no safety though, right? They can't just go sit back towards cave. They have no idea. They're holding very little ground, and they still have 3 players to clear. Dirty off angle for Tupperware though. Nasty little angle to be able to spot the push up from double doors. And you've got Jen now having to deal with 2. Spots out the first, spots out the second. That's big information. But in the meantime, Tupperware's gone down. That's Zoe winning out the fight towards double doors. It's now Jen under pressure from multiple angles. Tries to commit towards one. Dips in towards a decay. And it's Zoe. Bulldozer straight up through middle.
Fits, and it's coming through huge. And this is fast. Right off the rip. Nothing's working for Immortals, so they just say, let's rush A. KO ultimate's already popped. Nobody's here, though.
Look how deep they're sitting.
Yeah.
This is where they're so hyper aware of what they need. They'll play for the retake. This is 2 ults invested. This is everything that the Immortals have, right? This is the round they got to fight for, so it's bring everything out. They fight down, and they should be able to get decent post plants. Still so hyper paranoid of the flank coming in, but K is still standing posted on the site. Misfits do slowly close in. Little pop flash close, clears close, and notes no one. Slandy again, second to follow. This time it's rayse, sends them back. Katie on the trade though, 4v4, make it a 4v3. Tupperware, Sarah, and rayse have to hold this down, and now they're starting to sweat bullets at this point, as it's just Tupperware. Oh, and Zoe's there, and Misfits shred the Immortals in the end. The first half gave me hope. The second, it was ripped away.
It was ripped away indeed. And again, the confidence we're talking about. Zoe just finding that timing while Slandy is popping those both flashes to press W forward past the Viper ultimate and end herself up in A main to secure that post. The A post plant is one of the toughest in the game on Breeze right now in order to get that spike diffused down. But Zoe don't care, man. She's in there. No fear.
Zero fear. Yeah, that's worrying for me, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe that was Immortals' map choice as well. So again, we can kind of leave that one up to the desk to really kind of, you know, add the bells and whistles to what their thoughts are on map 1. They did say the pool was leaning in Misfits' favor, but with the result as it stands, I'm a little bit apprehensive now going forward, but I'm hoping we get the full 3 series. So let's keep our fingers crossed that we do get a more competitive map too, because that second half was very one-sided. Clean though, gotta say it. Credit to Misfits for looking damn sharp at that too. Hitting every single shot they needed to, running this one completely from start to finish. So, speaking of the analyst test, let's waste no time. Let's head to that break so we can get back to them in just a second. Execution, that's what it's all about. Does it actually work? Do the tangibles come through? We got a 4-play mid-walk.
Okay.
Okay. You know, sometimes I'm like, I know Icebox. I've played Icebox. I've seen a lot of Icebox. I cast Icebox.
Look at the aggression, Lauren.
Oh,
3 members already flanking.
And Rayse so prepared for the TP. Does at least deal with that, and actually got the first as well, if I'm not mistaken. So with the plant coming through, there's still some viability to this, though. It's a 4v3, and this is just
map.
what is this round? They're going for a walk through CT. This is bizarre. This is just not a normal round. Ben's gonna wrap this one up. Diffuse comes in. Value they find from this. Still a flash to play with as well. Knife goes in. No one's there. One towards the back of the site. And Sarah's got the cross. So quick punish towards Vernina. And now I have to look for more. Yeah, this is clean so far. Not looking too phased by any of this. Looking to see if anyone can maybe make some mischief happen. Tupperware looking to really just ensure that no one escapes the site. One of the seconds. Slandy did find Sarah, so this is already a pretty valuable round. But a quick clean Tupperware. That's what the doctor ordered.
Inkling that somebody must have crept down. All 5 members are grouped up. And this is going to be a quick A site hit. The spike should go down. Look how aggressive Florescent is being.
Florescent's on an absolute mad one. Tupperware's the one to deal with the first player, though. Again, Vernina gets punished on this. Now, Tupperware can just kind of chill towards this. Still taking a fair bit of fight on this, too. Not particularly passive, but Florescent going to catch the flank. That's
she doesn't
now
expect
gone.
the second.
You're absolutely right. Kay might be a little unnoted in this. Could be a problem. Let's see what Kay can achieve in the back lines. The flash, the timing. Florescent re-aggresses into this, but Jen delivers 2 godly shots. There's that flank that you were looking for as well. Kay gonna find both players there. Try and enforce this. And the horn, I mean, 2 players shooting it, and the flash as well. So, at this point, though, they've got to note that there are players here. The second flash Rayse does it really nicely. This is perfect work from Rayse. 4 huge kills. Vernina, the only one still standing, going to be swiftly dealt with by Jen after doing a little bit more damage towards Sarah.
Territory, this is their
Prowler
comp.
didn't clear. Prowler didn't note Sarah, so this is actually a huge position.
Oh, no.
Sarah, they had no idea they were still around here, and you can see the vulnerability. The decay wasn't one of the players. That could have been such a big pickup, but still, 2 players is huge. And Florescent up to absolute no good in the back. Lines dealt with. Jen finds it. So a 3v2, Slandy and Vernina, can you try and play to the clock here at this point? All invested to buy some precious seconds. They actually try and springboard off the back of it. Vernina gonna isolate 1, but now just down to 1. Slandy, this is a tough scenario. 2 players, right position, those spots out both. Still utility to invest as well. Should slow the roll down. K just ahead of it. Delivers the blow, diffusing they come in, and Immortals gonna keep building forward. Money's gonna almost like, of course they check on it now. That's massively. Did they just tag 2 players? I'm pretty sure. Vernina taking a little bit of chip damage there, as did kxtieoh, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, no.
K, what the hell is going on here? Getting a little caught unawares, and this is getting sloppy now. This is when you start sweating bullets, but luckily they have Jen and Tupperware on the case to at least levy the problems that were coming towards them. But it's still a far from perfect situation. A 2v2 at this point? Far from ideal. Trying to tap on the spike to draw the attention, and they get too much of it. Rayse deals with Florescent, and now it's just Slandy. They get to thread the needle, another tap on the spike, and they're just closing in. Slowly but surely, herding them closer together, and Slandy does connect on Rayse. So yes, the pressure towards Kitchen is coming in, but the counter utility is in the right place. You're going to have the Oh, Knife will find no one, which is relatively telling itself, but Tupperware still on duty, gonna claim Zoe. The trades come out, now just Florescent and Slandy again. They're just not finding any impact. This, I want to say a mid-stack, but the attention to detail towards middle coming in from Immortals is perfect. Slandy with a punish towards Tupperware getting a little more invested. As it stands, only 3 of the players on their feet. So maybe they can try and keep themselves together in this one. Misfits still have a chance of doing a great deal of damage in this. CK just dipping away from a more deadly position. No high flash on this might allow them to cross out.
You get away. Spike is recovered. Not too much to work with. Just a fault line and rayse. That's just a shooting gallery, isn't it? 1 versus 3 now. A site is clear though. I mean, there's a little bit of a timing here potentially if Slandy puts on her Nikes here.
But for Slandy, I don't know if you've noted Jen anytime soon. So obviously there's still that consideration. There's a player close by, and Jen is close enough. Plant could come in uncontested here. Let's see how far Slandy can get. Maybe wanting to claim 1 player before dipping away. And that was the chance. Now the door looking like it's going to be shut. It is. Jen's there again. Safe pair of hands. Jen's.
There's a lot of information. You can see that the Sage is inching forward as well. The A hit is on the way, but the flank should be imminent.
Yeah, and well, Vernina going down isn't ideal, but at least gives them a warning signal. At this point, they need the plant, though. They've won the site, but for how long the combination? Jen, there it is. The safe pair of hands. The rock is sharp today. Florescent goes down as well, and kxtieoh was the one who was trying to deal with that back line. In case the flank came in, maybe hoping that the plant wouldn't be as contested as it was. And now kxtieoh's got that undesirable scenario trying to work their way back in. And at this point, it just feels like a formality.
Yeah, this should be done and dusted. Immortals should be feeling pretty good coming into this one.
Goes back around and gets the pick. Florescent gone, but this will facilitate a plant, and with the Viper's pit on it, it should be kept safe.
Yeah, Florescent does get taken out early, but all that pressure did allow the spike to go down. It will be 4v4 retake here. Jen has been so pivotal in these moments. The dart's not going to tag anyone, and Sarah goes down.
And Tupperware should know there's no one further away from this. There was 4 noted on the back of that knife, so she can make quick progress towards the site itself. But does she clear close? Again, this position. Okay, punish from the back. That's going to find Vernina. Quick trade. Slandy doesn't let it get out of hand, and Jen has been clutch, but this is a tall task for anyone in the time. It's starting to dwindle pretty rapidly. Jen tries to clear through. They've already evacuated side, but chip damage done. Pretty well situated. Still plenty of utility to work back in with. There's the flash, there's the owl drone. Just put out a couple of players, and there's the punish. Sarah gonna find Zoe, and this is still without the plant even being down. They're fighting their way back in as Katie bails them out with 2. But it feels like it's all for nothing with 5 HP. How much more can one player do on this? An attempt is made. Vernina not getting those opportunities that they'd want. The site once again being tested. This time success in the form of Katie punishing Tupperware, trying to get a little bit more information. Now noting the player on the backside, Sarah still gonna find Slandy. Looks for the follow-up. Almost took the bait, but it's Florescent making the most of that lovely little combination of utility. And they finally won the site in quite clean success. But oh, Jen, huge Hunter's Fury gonna come through. Find another. K's there as well. Florescent goes down. And these retakes, I was worried about Immortals on retakes and post plants. They look much better today, but this is still a valuable and a viable round to try and convert here. Zoe and Vernina, how much more can you do? With the res coming in, hope starts to dwindle. Vernina still trying to find some damage. Still has to do more, though. 3 more to go. You can already hear them closing in. The defuse begins, and the options look less and less likely. Has to try and readdress the site. Multiplayer, Jen outdoes them.
Good news is they've got 4 flashbangs.
There it is, TP. Okay, that's the only thing that can really push rayse in that uncomfortable position. K also gets pressured. Vernina does find K, and now here comes the next layer to this, though. Tupperware, lovely reaggress, gonna try and deal with that split through middle, so it's certainly not out of the woods just yet. A 2v2. Jen and Tupperware, who have been the rocks, the backbone to this Immortal side, and Misfits, kxtieoh and Florescent, the headline stars. Gonna get the plant down at the very least. Tupperware gonna invest the utility to force him off the angle, but Florescent's going hunting. And on that HP, it's brave. It's almost insanity. And they've got the timing right. kxtieoh finds Tupperware, and now it's all down to 1. Just Jen. And you're not going to expect Florescent's position. You're just not. It's the problem they have to deal with, and Jen would have to have maybe thought this through somewhere else another time, maybe, but has to clear close. Spots no one, and Florescent slowly but surely closing in.
Surely. Now you just saw that the observer pointed out that the Yoru TP was placed. She started off towards that B, applied some pressure, and quickly made her way towards A. That decoy, oh, it doesn't flash, but she's still good for the kill.
The trade, though, right back in it. Rayse is not going to let that go unanswered, and the follow-up from kxtieoh, but on an island, still going to find another. I'm surprised they're able to convert towards K2. This is still a bloodbath Tupperware. 1v2. Are you going to get done with this one? So Vernina going to try and slip away a little bit. Give him a little bit of room.
The power of the frenzy.
Forward.
She is
Frenzies
walking forward. Yeah.
filth.
She's going to be able to pick up the spike. I fully believe in this frenzy, Lauren. Tap away.
Potter believes I'm all aboard. No one fell for the tap though. They just closed in a little bit.
So much discipline. Oh, is she going to go to
Do
B?
this. Yeah, do it. Do it. I double dare you. They're so aware of this. They're already pre-aiming this. So that's so good from the Misfits. Just feeling that pressure. Like, okay, not planting.
See again, Florescent quickly making her way towards this A site.
And we can see for Immortals, it looked like a kind of play-up tube. A little bit of burst pressure coming in so they can get the pinch down. Slandy, comfortable with dealing with a little bit of a fluorescent, showing us what you can do on the Yoru. Lux, you're running low on time. They have the wall to depend upon. That can at least be planted. No, tell a lie. One gets denied because the wall gets broken now. This with it from start to mount. 20 seconds. A little bit of just a shot in the dark to get the job done. And there it is again. Plum gets denied and the problem start to mount. This is where I get worried. And now it's 10 seconds. They're running low on time. They deny the Plum. They've got the job done. They've won this round. And Ray's sweating bullets here. 5 seconds. You ain't gonna be able to get the Plum. Surely Vernina just gonna put life on the line. Denies it. And that is it. Job done. Wrapped up.
Utilities is what you needed, but man.
She's committed. What the hell is this? Oh, the bailout from Florescent. This is so aggressive in a round like this. They had nothing. Now they have an operator and a vandal. Tour de Force gets popped as well.
It's mayhem. It's mayhem. They're gonna get the spike down though. Safe plant coming out. Power of Sage once again coming through. Now that drill is gonna miss the mark. And this post plant though, Immortals, they've got 2 operators. Tour de Force and Jen's got one on her back as well.
There's no way you lose this, right? There's no shot you lose this. Utility work isn't bad though. That's gonna be at least towards half. That's not bad at all. They get to keep their life though. And still, half achieved. They need to somehow disrupt this back line. They need something to commit towards this because now they have very little to try and cycle. Slandy is on guard duty. Deals with K, but there's still further problems. And now Zoe, she can force Rayse a little away from this, wait for that cycle to come in for the Viper, and oh no, the defuse has happened!
Absolutely could, and Slandy, this breach ultimate, I'm looking straight to when they're using it, but Florescent, man, she's just using, the sides have been swapped, Lauren. Florescent, she's looking like an attack player, Slandy is right there with her, 3 kills, 4 kills, right off the rip, and we're 10 seconds into the round.
I want to see that again. I want to see the setup off the back of this again, just to tee up someone like Florescent to close the gap towards B main. And now K alone, so isolated. There's so few support systems in place, and it will be a prime gaming flawless round.
You know they want to get this spike down. Hunter's Fury invested as well.
No tag yet, no tag yet. They want to try and use this time to get closer, though. Still going to be Vernina finding K. That early rotation going to pay off as well, because they do have kxtieoh on site. You already saw the support coming in off the back of this. Assist, Florescent is now overwhelmed. Immortals holding on to this, clawing into this round. It's not over yet. Jen can get a plant. Does have the upgrade towards the rifle as well, so maybe able to pick that up. Give themselves even footing. Dart back as well. Trying to get a little aggressive. Maybe wants to try and find one of these players. Probably right. At least I know Slandy does have that ult in the back of the pocket. Isolates him. Slandy goes down. Quick trade for Zoe. It ain't over yet. Viper v Viper. Spike picked up. 40 seconds to play with. There's still time on this.
Yeah, and Tupperware's won off her ultimate as well. If she's able to get the spike down somehow, things can get pretty tricky. Fake plant coming through.
Okay, limits the options. Tupperware. Still trying
So
to find
many
that
mind
shot.
games.
Yeah, they're just back and forthing. And is this committed? Yeah, it is. So this should open up space for Zoe. Obviously, Zoe doesn't know it until now. Full plant comes in, and Zoe quick to a beautiful movement and a beautiful shot. This is the one the Immortals need, or it's game back on for Misfits. They are now going to probably be tied up. And look at this combination! The utility is gorgeous. They do punish Florescent, so that's one small benefit, but there's still the 4 players up against them.
Yeah, and Sarah's gonna pop and react as well, popping that KO ultimate to make sure that they're
Big
able to get
res.
this res off. Yup, and now all of a sudden things have turned. 4 versus 3. Slandy has been so huge, and the crossfire pays off hugely. 4 versus 2.
Katie there as well. I ain't calling it over yet, and the confidence is starting to brim. They're trying to needle. Zoe's standing.
So
and
aggressive.
Zoe only good for 1. They're trying to get so aggressive on the round like this. It almost plays into the hands of the opposition. The cross being watched and
my
delivered
goodness.
upon. Vernina, great shot on Sarah and brings it back to this 2v2. Slandy, Vernina, you gotta try and work your way back in on this. And on the other side, only upgrade found for K. So Jen still only with that vector. It's not enough, but maybe K is. No, Slandy on the trade. You can see the chip damages there, though. They're starting to work down on these players, but still a minute left. And they're looking at other options. Kay's going exploring.
Yeah, this is the lurk I was talking about. The timing between her and Slandy is everything, but she gets caught looking the other direction. Tupperware is left wondering. I mean, the rest of her team is rendezvousing with her, and she does have that Viper's Pit. Maybe if she somehow finds Slandy early and drops her ult. But she's just going to invest it right away. Try to get the spike down here.
Okay, Spike gonna go down. Bear in mind, Slandy's still got ult. And there it is, coming in now. Nice attempt at the plant. And the punish on rayse in the meantime.
So much
Slandy can do no
intel.
wrong. No wrong. This is just all teeing up for them. And now Tupperware and Jen are in so much danger. 25 seconds, still no plant. They can try and toy with that idea again pretty soon, but there's so many players up against them here. You're gonna see the tether coming through. They're trying to find these players here. For now, 13 seconds, they got to get a kill. They got to do something, and there's nothing coming through from them. They're sitting a little bit deeper. And Slandy again, the safest pair of hands, the backbone to this side, but it does give away the intention now.
Yeah, Florescent's about to be under a lot of pressure. Misses a couple of shots, but these flashbangs. The power of Yoru coming through, Lauren.
They're trying it. They're trying it. Florescent, a good attempt. Gonna find Jen, but does eventually get traded out. But kxtieoh still on the site, still unchecked upon. Threading the needle between and turns around and finds Sarah. And the 2v2 begins. One recovered weapon towards Tupperware, and rayse does have ult. So Plant gonna come in. Vernina gonna get outdone. Rayse, huge success. This could be the one to tie it back up here. Zoe now, the 1v2. Noting at least one towards yellow. Big shot. Needs another though. Trying to close the gap, give them limited options. A tap on the spike to try and draw them. Test their nerves. And oh my god, it was close.
Can't
Spots out
TP.
these 2 players. And P now out of the question. Got to stand and deliver, and does it. Vernina fighting Tupperware. Florescent by the side to catch Sarah. And things are going from bad to worse here. Sarah can be recovered at this point, but Jen, rayse, and K would need to try and secure yellow potentially. And that's just not happening.
3 versus 4. A lot of util being traded, and that's huge. Vernina going down. They do have an inkling that Slandy was in this area, so they're just slowing things down.
You will not kill my
The
Okay,
res
there's the
does
res.
come through.
Yep. They're going to have the capability of getting back towards that site take as they desired. K still has the wall to play as well. kxtieoh close enough by. Still 2 prowlers as well, ready to try and find that information. And there it is, still there. You can see the paranoia enough that Zoe's gone back exploring towards 8 to make sure no one else is here. This is on Slandy though. This has to be another big round, but it's only 1. Maybe not enough. kxtieoh up to the challenge, so spots out another. Support is pretty far away. They are not that close. Zoe is not there just yet. Another player, Katie!
Yeah, the owl drone definitely helping to make sure that chamber doesn't get any picks. Florescent missing a couple of shots, and she gets taken out, punished for it.
First time in a while, but the trade comes in. Katie's starting to feel out the game as well. Vernina rechecking, re-clearing. Audacity aplenty. Tries to go for the shot. The hosting of the Hunter's Fury, not finding anyone yet. Could do with a tag, and it does, I think, just about clip 1 potential. Maybe went in between 2 of them. For now, though, what we do know that Viper's Pit is there. The wall gets invested. Slandy ready to try and do some, maybe disruption, do some damage here. That could actually find a few players. No, it doesn't find enough at all. Now the plant's going to come in and we're going to be in a post-plant, potentially 4v4. This is so tense. rayse is sat there with a shorty. It's so little to be working with.
She is clenched right now, biding her time. She's got K right at her heels. 3 versus 2 though. Utility for kxtieoh is just going to send a message, and the spam comes through, gets taken out. The trades are coming through fast.
Tupperware still stands. There's still a chance in this.
Zoe!
And that chance is being ripped away. It's all down to 1. The Tupperware! That is worrying me because all attention is focused towards that A site. Finally, the first player looks, and it's K, and they fall. The follow-up didn't happen. Tupperware again bailing them out. Taking down Florescent, but the trades come back and forth, leaving Tupperware and Jen with 3 players to locate, to try and deal with, to try and bully their way back towards the site and Zoe. That position's nasty, but Tupperware is better. Jen finds Vernina, and it ain't over yet. Katie, the last player alive in the 1v2, attack on the spike draws the attention. You're gonna see the horn come in, gets destroyed. First player found, but now the follow-up can't do it. Tupperware again. All and Florescent switching things up a little bit here, and no dart at the start. And yeah, gets away from it. Where was the check? Where was
Oh no!
What is that adjustment from Florescent? I have never seen things like this. Florescent is built different. Just gonna pop the ult for good measure, and this is just nastiness at work. Tupperware being challenged, flashed up, blinded, deals with 2. It ain't over yet. Still trying to fight the good fight for Immortals and gets another 1v1. Can't win it that time. We go again.
It's gonna get the rotations moving for Immortals earlier than later. Rayse under so much pressure, but the backup is here. Trades coming through.
But by now it's already been 1 out. Yeah, the backup got almost dealt with as quick as the player by yellow, which isn't ideal. We're going to be caught on the way out of the post plant. Will be kxtieoh. Does not get to keep her life in this. And we look at what's remaining in the post plant. Slandy, Vernina, and Zoe. Nasty to try and deal with in a post plant. Tupperware, Sarah, and Jen have got their work cut out in this. And already you can see that around the world flank coming in. Do not forget about Zoe in this, but Slandy might take all the headline space for herself. Already going to do so much damage, leaving just Jen alive and trying to clear through methodically and clinically. But the problem is that Zoe, the entire time, has been going on all the way around the world. The tap on the defuse did not get it to half, and Zoe is there. Misfits make it work this time around to business. But early work, right? So Immortals actually get their foot in the door for the first time without taking casualty. Florescent are ready to take the fight. Pop flash through, and it's 2 players teed up, the 3rd on the line. And Florescent has ripped them limb from limb. 30 HP, and now just 1 more to find. Tupperware, how much can you do? The singular player that saved Immortals before, given the tallest challenge yet. A 1v4 with 1 minute remaining. And well, it's looking like Florescent wanted to shut it down themselves. An ace to seal it. Misfits, the second half heroes, looking dominant. Potter, that is a performance and a half, and one I will not be forgetting.
I will not be forgetting that either. That is for damn sure. And for Florescent to come through in the last round of this OT, to just shut up everyone. Shut up the casters, shut up the haters. Listen, I'm a Yoru main, and I'm gonna dominate in this Icebox. Beautiful stuff. Again, I still have to question what happened in that first half. Why wasn't it as successful as I'm sure they would have hoped? Something went terribly wrong. If you're down 2-10 on your pick, with your comp that you orchestrated, something was a little off. But I'm glad to see that either way it paid off for them in the end.